Unga bunga, unga bunga.
Elden Ring has been one of my all-time favourite games since the day it came out. I started off on day one with a classic strength build which suits my playstyle the best, and took my time exploring as much of the map as possible and collecting as many items and equipment along the way before I went through the final endgame portion and watched those sweet credits roll. Thanks for the memories, Pubis. But that wasn't enough, so I decided to do it all again, this time with my Lady Mage, just following the main boss pathway and side quest I missed the first time. Now somehow, after a total of 2 completions with different endings over the course of 2 completely different builds, I still wasn't bored. And I mean, I was 180 hours deep at this point. I don't know what f***ing day it was, I smelled like shit. What a game. So, I thought, let's up the ante a bit, which led me to this strapping young lad. This is Byron.
Unga bunga.
Unga Bunga Byron.
Unga bunga, unga bunga.
And he is my first ever challenge run build. Sort of. I like to call this the Unga Bunga Caveman Challenge Run. Let's go over the rules for this here challenge run, shall we? Right, we're all sitting comfortably. Good. Rule 1. Strike weapons only. You can use bows, that's fine. You can't use your spells or any shit like that, okay? If it says strike, it's fine. If it doesn't say strike, then whoop, out the window. Number 2. No flask of wondrous physic. No relying on buffs or Adderall or fucking steroids or any shit like that, right? It's not the Unga Bunga way, okay? We're all natural. Rule number 3. No summons, except for the few NPCs that are pretty much required in order to defeat certain bosses. Rule number 4. No rune arcs. Rule number 5. No clothing or armour, except for the Unga Bunga horns, obviously. Number 6. No shields. The best defense is a good offense, and we're going fully offensive with this build. Rule number 7. Bestial incantations only, because we're a beast and we're the best, so it only makes sense. And last but not least, rule number 8, the most important one of the f***ing lot. No bitching. It's a long hard road ahead, and this isn't the glass of warm milk and afternoon nap challenge run, okay? With all these rules laid out, let's wipe those precious tears away and talk about some of the things we can do. So you can still upgrade your weapons and use Ashes of War to increase the scaling stats, but no cheesing. Cheesy equals sleazy. You can still manage and swap out all of your favourite talismans. You can still dual wield your strike weapons. You can still use as many healing flasks with as many upgrades to them as you like. So go nuts and drink yourself to death. Get glugging. Don't forget about the bestial incantations. They can be fast, use minimal FP, and like the bow, are useful in many situations. You can still level up as much as you like, so if you really do hit a brick wall, go and smash some low level enemies and rack up some runes. There's also nothing wrong with going on the Elden Ring wiki and making yourself a little shopping list of all the different weapons and talismans that you want and their locations for this run before you start going after all the juicy bosses. This challenge run is hard enough, and I assume if you hate yourself enough to actually attempt this, then you've already completed it and don't need to explore the whole f***ing lands between again. Plus, it will give you a good sense of direction at the start. Now you may be thinking, how is this fun? Why would anyone want to do this? Well, I'm going to quickly convince you why. But first, I need to explain a few small things relevant to this build. The first thing is equip load. Now, equip load is determined by the total weight of all gear and items you have equipped, which will land you in one of 4 states. The first state is light load. This will give you the longest amount of invincibility that you get during a roll, whilst costing less stamina and covering more distance. The second is medium load, then heavy load, and then overloaded. The next thing we need to talk about is strike damage. A weapon that does strike damage will eventually break an enemy's stance, leaving them wide open for a critical hit. Each enemy has an invisible meter known as super armor that decreases when you hit them and slowly recovers over time. Think of this like a stamina and health bar combined. If you hit them enough times to reduce their super armor to 0, their stance will break, and they will drop to their knees sobbing, so you can grab them by the scruff of their neck and smash their f***ing face in. So because we have a light load and are primarily dealing strike damage, we're forced to be as aggressive as we can whilst bouncing around like a ninja with a pogo stick on a trampoline in a bouncy castle the size of Stormvale. And that is why this build is so much fun. It's also why this challenge run is going to force you to get good, as the saying goes. You need to learn the movesets of every enemy, so that when the time comes that you actually beat these dweebs, you're not even going to need a shield. You're not even going to need your flasks. You're going to be all like, still had 6 flasks. Holy shit, only used 2 flasks. Hey, I might pawn on my old flasks for some shiny runes, just taking up valuable space in my inventory and I don't need that fucking shit in my life anymore. Right, that's all the theory out the way, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the adventures of our hero, Unga Bunga Byron, on his quest to become Elden Lord. Okay, first up we have the great golden good boy go-getter Godfrey the Grafted. I didn't get much clean footage of the first few bosses as I wasn't really taking this playthrough too seriously at the start, and having played through the game twice already, they weren't that challenging. You see, when I fought Margit and Godfrey the first time, they were very difficult to me, so I spent a lot of time fighting them and ended up memorising a lot of their attacks because of that. This softened the blow a little when going at it again with Byron, so it was mostly just a case of staying out of their way and being patient, which was really fun because by the time I beat them I felt so in control of the fight. A big table turner was discovering if you sprint straight towards him at the very start of phase 2 when he uses his giant flamethrower, you can swiftly get behind him for some cheeky tickles. It wasn't until I fell in love with this build that I decided to start recording more and make this video, so you'll notice the footage getting better as we progress. I beat Margit with double clubs, and trust me when I say it was hilarious. I summoned Rogier, who got absolutely punished while I prodded Margit from behind until he eventually died. At this point I was playing with the intention of not levelling up any of my weapons, so I had to ditch the double clubs for double morning stars instead, thanks to a friend giving me a spare one. I quickly realised that keeping this rule in place would make the rest of the game way too hard to still be enjoyable, and made good friends with Smithing Master Cube for some upgrades. After beating Godric, I swiftly made my way to Liurnia to kick down the doors of Rhea Lucaria. I don't have any footage for the Renala fight, but I can tell you it was pretty tough. Luckily, she's a freak for bleed damage though, so I just went in as aggressive as I could until I got lucky. This guy on the other hand, this fucking guy. Now although I didn't look it from the footage, it took me hours to kill that piece of shit. The Draconic Tree Sentinel was the first brick wall boss that I came across that felt ridiculous and made me want to cry into my Teletubbies pillow and play Nintendogs for the rest of my life. I wasted no time in the Royal City and focused purely on getting straight to Margaret. Okay, so as you can see I got hit straight away, which was not the plan, and if you look you'll notice that at this point it takes off around 60% of my health. Whilst he was stunned from me breaking his super armour, I decided to use that short window to heal myself just in time to still be able to take advantage of that critical hit straight after. I noticed that the shower of swords tend to rain down in clusters, so I usually try to dodge roll when they first land, and then pick a clear path to quickly run back to him to keep his super armour low. I was feeling pretty good here, I gotta admit. I took an extra jab at him since every little helps, then backed off, ready for phase 2. Well, this is all going very smoothly for Byron right now. Just a few more hits and Margaret's as good as... Oh, but wait, what's this? He's been hit. One more hit and it's good night, Byron. He better down a fucking flask. But he manages to heal with a flask and dodge straight after, but he just gets hit right again at the end. He seems to be ignoring his health now and just going all in. Can he pull it off? One last hit and he's all in here. Can he do it? Oh, and Margaret the Omen bitch is defeated. Unga Bunga Byron is the winner. What an incredible triumph for Byron and a victory for Unga Bungas everywhere. With Margaret in the bin, I headed straight to the fire giant. I'm going to keep my mouth shut for this one and just let the fight speak for itself, because this is honestly one of the best boss fights I've ever encountered, not just in a Souls game, but out of every game I've played in my life.
Hello there, young man. You must be Byron. I've heard all about you. Crazy naked man with horns on his head. Thinks he can become Elden Lord. Name's Tracy. Nice to meet you. God bloody hell, you're freezing. You need a nice thick pair of gloves on. Let me get that fire going. That'll warm your cockles up. start a fire without fuel now, can we? Yeah, I don't suppose you saw my husband on the way up here, did ya? Great big fire with bright orange hair. Oh, fucking hell, I'm on fire! I'm burning alive! Somebody get some fucking water! My legs are burning, my cheeks are burning, my teeth are melting out my fucking mouth! Why aren't you helping me? I've never felt such searing pain in all my life! My bones are turning to fucking ash and my blood is evaporating! My eyeballs are bubbling and my arse is ablaze like a fucking bonfire! My stomach is melting like the fiery depths of volcano Mara! My toenails are like fucking sparklers burning bright as the sun!
Getting through crumbling Farum Azula was a big old pain in the dicks. The layout was a fucking mess, so it took me way longer than I wanted it to. Avoiding as much action as I could and relying heavily on stealth and patience, which is not my specialty, I made it through. Now, this next boss and the few that remain after were the ones that I spent the most time on this entire playthrough. From here on out, every boss that I fought took me hours to beat. So this is the real meat and potatoes of the challenge run now. This is the real fucking shit that put adamantium hairs on my chest and mercury in my veins. So strap in and take notes, because shit's about to start getting nuts. Fucking hell, that one really sucked. I literally couldn't have done that without Banal, so shout out to that guy. Well, anyways, I put my measly 3 levels into strength, stamina and health, which was the focus for this build, because at this point, my main strategy for beating this challenge run was jump attack! This brought me up to level 86, which was honestly way better than what I was expecting. I mean, it's still fucking shit for what I'm attempting to do, but being overly careful at the start and cleverly farming a bit at each new area had really helped. I managed to take out the tree sentinel without taking a single hit, which felt great considering I struggled with him so much getting into the city. But then, Malekith killed me about 100 times. I had to take a step back and think about how I was going to actually beat him, because brute forcing it just wasn't going to work. Farming to level up would take way too long, while my weapons were still only level 20, so I decided to level them both up as much as I could instead. It was also at this point that I decided to play the rest of the game with the HUD off, since it was distracting and kept making me panic. I knew that if I got hit, I was probably going to die, and if I didn't die, then I could only get hit once more unless I used a flask. Eventually, after learning his attacks and with a bit of extra firepower, I made him look like a bitch. Ooh, I was meant to jump over that and then hit him with a jump attack, but I messed it up. So I quickly had a flask and then carried on. Oh man, strike damage is so good. Fuck yeah. Phase 2, here we go. Ooh, because I went in so aggressive before, his super arm was still on the floor. What a way to start things off. How I didn't die here absolutely baffled me, since that attack reduces your maximum health, drains whatever you have left over for a few seconds, on top of doing regular damage anyway. Oh, there's the strike damage messing him up again. And that's a fucking rat. Spirits were pretty high after this one, and Byron was full of beans, so we blew up the royal city and went out to celebrate. Byron! What the fuck did you do last night, man? This place is a fucking mess. Come on. We've got one more person in our way before the last hurrah. Get it? The last hurrah? The last hurrah? Hurrah?
Unga, bunga.
Oh, forget it. Phew, Jesus, smell like shit, man. What even is that? It smells like fucking burnt plastic or something. So up next was Gideon.
They all know him.
Who I wasn't really that worried about in all honesty, since I beat him first try with Pubis and Helen. Yeah, that didn't happen this time. Turns out Gideon
They all know him.
is a slimy shitbag who uses every dirty trick in the book to be one of the most annoying cunts ever. It didn't help that I made this little discovery after a good hour of trying to beat him. Oh shit. Wow. What the fuck? I have no idea how or when that happened, but I re-equipped them all, gave Gibbs
They all know him.
the business and prepared myself for the last hurrah. Get it? How'd you get it? Get it now?
Who's a lovely kitty cat guarding the tree 'cause we're best friends. Meow, 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 meow.
I'm a big man with a big scary pussy. Godfrey and Horalu were tough as fucking nails, and yet again I was left feeling like this was the end of the challenge run. It was just so hard. I spent a good few hours trying to beat him and I was getting nowhere. I did eventually discover that I was carrying hours worth of runes I'd forgotten about, which boosted me up to level 101. But that still wasn't good enough. I felt powerless and weak, but I was determined not to give up here and finish this challenge run. I didn't want to just farm a bunch of runes and brute force it, because that'd be lame as fuck. I didn't want to glitch it or cheese him from a distance, because again, lame. I carried on fighting him for another hour whilst I thought of ideas, and that's when it hit me. I had the most incredible Souls epiphany that absolutely changed everything. In order to beat this challenge run, all I had to do was get good.
Push it to the limit. Venture through the lands between, where all the men sound like Sean Bean, but he's not in it. Open up the limit. Traverse the mist into the unknown, and across the clan beyond.
Okay, I'm joking, but not entirely. I had to take my previous tactic of simply letting their attacks to the next level. I started making a mental note of how each fight would start and whether I could predict it happening again next time or not until I eventually developed this. So he starts almost every fight by throwing his axe at you, which you can dodge roll backwards, then do a jump attack straight after, dodge, then dodge again, then do a jump attack, then do a jump attack over his stomping attack, then dodge it, do another jump attack, etc, etc. You get the idea. Me and Byron had finally cracked the Elden code. Go on, Byron, give yourself a round of applause. So earlier when I said I had an epiphany, I really wasn't joking. I took a step back and reminded myself that despite being incredibly tense and stressful at times, it's still just a game, right? These bosses only have a few tricks up their sleeves before they become stale and predictable, and these games are about embracing death and overcoming hardship. So I made sure that each failure wouldn't go to waste and I learned something new after every attempt. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, Elden Ring is bop it. So with hours of experience under my belt, an incredibly effective loadout and a huge confidence boost from the recent breakthrough with my bop it strategy, it didn't take me long to make one final decision. To give up. Thank you for watching, be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see me not finish more games, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya! Seriously though, if I was going for what is essentially a no-hits run, then what did I need all these extra points in health and shit for? I saw Renala for a respec and put everything into stamina and strength with a tiny bit in health just in case, and then it was time.
Fuck yeah! Woo! I fucking did it, baby! I got slain! Woo! Fucking holy shit! Oh my fucking god. Woo! Oh. What the fuck? Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god, did I take a hit? Did I take any damage? Oh my god, I'm scared to look. Oh. Was that a no-hits run? I don't think it was. I don't think it was a no-hits run. Oh, it wasn't a no-hits run. That's fine! Holy fucking shitting cunt dicks. Woo! Woo! Oh my my god. Round of applause. Round of applause. Fuck me. Oh my god. I can't believe it. What's the fucking... How long? How long? Oh my god. Oh my fucking shit. Oh, light the bonfire, please. Oh, I feel sick. Oh, I feel sick. I'm gonna be sick.
Fuck yeah! I fucking did it, baby! That's right!
Oh my god, I'm scared to fucking... got my rooms back. Nice. Can chill in with this guy. Oh, what a journey. What an absolute fucking nightmarish, hellacious journey. Wanna jump off the edge? Oh, what am I going to spend my runes on? I can level up 6 times. Fucking hell. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, bitch. You're fucking McDonald's Happy Meal, bitch. You're fucking £1 on a scratch card, bitch. You're a fucking bread sandwich, bitch. You're fucking Easter Sunday, bitch.
Bunga, bunga. Bunga, bunga.
It was finally over. 105 levels, 65 hours, 37 cans of monster, 22 headaches, 4 hemorrhoids, and Christ knows how many grey hairs later, and Unga Bunga Byron would finally have his place at the throne with the freedom to relax and be left alone to live out the rest of his Unga Bunga days in peace. Until the DLC comes out. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, then please give a like and subscribe. There's loads that I didn't include in this challenge run, so let me know in the comments what bosses or areas you'd like to see in the future, and who knows, maybe there'll be another episode. Until then, goodbye from me, and goodbye from Byron. Bunga bunga. Sorry, Lord Byron. And we'll see you next time.
Bunga, bunga.
See ya!
Say unga bunga bunga G. Say